Let's rock and roll. Are we recording?
Yes.
Oh God, this like whole getting the audio every time is such a
I know.
shit show.
Well, I'm doing it in a new program, which is exciting, but I don't have room in the house where I can leave it set up.
Yeah, the kids like all of a sudden like you get this room set up perfectly for this podcast, and perfectly is a long shot, but
Hey.
you've improved from the couch to like a nice little corner area, and then all of a sudden the kids are like, "Ooh, new playroom! I want to play in here."
Yeah,
it's
so
like,
now the kids have been playing in here.
you haven't played in here in 6 months.
I'm sure they're in here yanking on cords. Do you still have time to podcast?
We'll make it work.
Is it killing you on the inside?
Slightly, but I will get through it.
You will survive? Okay.
I will survive. I need to just switch my brain because I've just been like, I'm like planning through some landscaping I want to do with my mom. Gonna be here for the party. I'm looking like mulch. I'm looking at getting a dumpster. And then like my sprinkler guys like supposedly come tomorrow last minute, and it's like, were they gonna tell me that if I didn't text them this morning, being like, what kind of mulch did you get? And he's like, I don't know what kind of mulch I got. I was like, well, you need to tell me.
Yes.
Because there's 30 different kinds on the website. And then I'm like looking at like work, like meetings tomorrow, being like, do I need to be at work because I want to be home tomorrow?
Right.
To help facilitate all this stuff.
Right. Yes.
So yeah, I'm going a million miles an hour.
Oh my God. Okay.
Give me a coffee.
I had 2 people comment being like, it's okay to tell Ethan if you go off the agenda. Like, it's okay. Like, it's okay to kind of meander.
No. Stick to the agenda. How's my mic looking? It's
just weird having this like big black thing right by my mouth, you know?
Well, yeah, it's just, I guess once you get used to it, but like who's used to talking with a microphone? Whatever.
Yeah, no, totally.
All right, let's get into it.
Well,
Let's go. Let's go.
Stop. I need you to like calm down just a little bit.
Okay.
Do you want to do some breathing exercises first?
Right into the mic.
I have some things I want to clarify from last week. Do you want to do that first?
Don't you have to do the welcome?
Oh, welcome back to Riding Along the Ways.
Welcome. Okay, what do you want to clarify?
Do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Ethan.
Now, give us a fun fact.
I'm
just kidding.
I have a gold tooth.
I saw. Do you? Oh, yeah.
It's pretty sweet. I'm like half pirate.
Yeah, you are half pirate. Isn't that what you asked for your graduation present?
That's not what I asked for my college graduation. But I got a root canal. That was my college graduation.
Yeah, and your parents were like, we can give you this or we can pay for you to have a gold tooth.
And I was like, gold tooth, baby.
I think that speaks volumes to
yeah, well,
where you were in that stage of life.
Yep. All right, recap from what do you want to fix from last week? Or?
Oh, I just got some comments because we had that conversation about preferred parenting. You probably don't remember because as soon as we're done recording this podcast, Ethan walks away, turns his back, and never listens to anything or like talks about it. And I have to listen to it over and over again and like make the clips and edit it. So anyways, we had a conversation about preferred parenting and how to manage resentment.
Mm-hmm.
And I just got, a lot of people were really what's the word? Like receptive or agreed or like understood what we were trying to say. I just got some comments from like the mean men on TikTok. And I just want to say, like, if you're the default parent, right? And all the entire mental load is on you as a parent. Is this killing you that we're talking about this really quick?
No, go ahead.
So if you're the default parent and all of the mental load is on you and you take care of the kids and you do 100% of everything with the family, I think that's great if that works for your dynamic.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and that does work for some dynamics. Some women are like, I want to do 100% kids in house and the husband can work, or vice versa, right? The husband can do it, whatever. But if there's any kind of like resentment building there, or if I'm frustrated that I'm the one doing all the doctor's appointments and remembering to clip their nails and buy diapers on top of remembering schedules and like all of these things, and I have to remind my husband of these simple tasks that have to relate to the kids and he's not willing to help,
where are you going with this?
Then I don't want to have sex with him. And then it's like I have another child in the house that I have to take care of. And you don't want to, you hopefully don't want to like bang a child in your house. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying you need to have a respectful relationship where you feel supported and feel like you're a true partnership. Right?
Yeah. You know what I took out of all that?
I don't think I wanted. We have to clip the kids' nails.
No, I'm so happy that we don't have to buy diapers anymore.
Oh, I know.
Or like formula and like that stuff that like you have to constantly replenish. It's like one of those things where the doggy pee pads or toilet paper, right? Like it's just one of those things that's always running out that you always just have to buy.
Yeah, like you're always running out.
You're just like always like constantly buying it.
We could have another baby and just open that door back up again.
we're talking about diapers and buying diapers, and I'm staring into the closet that has a bunch of pull-up diapers, and then in the garage, like you have a bunch of wipes and like diapers in the garage as well. And I'm like, when are we gonna get rid of these diapers?
Well, they're nice to have. Our friend used them the other day in the house.
We've used one diaper in the last year.
I think I'm gonna donate the ones in the garage to like a teenage mom shelter.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, Freestyle sent the ones in the garage, and those are great diapers. They're the ones who make my Baby Maker shirt.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they do a subscription service. But anyways, I just wanted to like clear that up because some of the men were like, "Sounds like your husband's a pansy that he helps with the kids," like that kind of thing. And if that's your dynamic and that works, and you both are happy, great. But I want someone. I'm gonna let you talk. I feel like I'm just like going off. You need communication, empathy, and I forget what the last one is.
Let me know when you get to it.
Okay.
But I agree.
And that's why with default parenting, we do like the completed task management thing where like you are in charge of clipping the girl's nails and remembering to do that. I don't have to think about that. Right?
Yeah.
You schedule 99% of doctor appointments and take them to probably 50%.
We need to get the big one scheduled.
You know what? I got 3 dogs that need to get scheduled for vet appointments. I'm behind on all appointments. So anyways, I just want to clarify. Like,
good reminder. I'm gonna set a reminder for the kid for the big girl's appointment now. Like, well, let's recap the week.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just want to get that out there because
you're coming in hot.
These little men who comment on stuff, and it's one thing for someone to make fun of me, like I can take it, kind of, not really, but when they start commenting about you, I'm like,
Mama gets angry.
How fucking dare you? You know.
Thanks for sticking up for me.
Yeah.
I can't. I just have a little voice on social media. I can't stick up for
me.
myself. It's just me on these podcasts. Yeah.
That's
Thanks
funny.
for doing that.
I didn't do much. I just want. I feel like we didn't. I just feel like we talked about preferred parent, and we didn't really talk about default parenting. So I just wanted to make a little sentence about it because there's a difference, you know.
Okay, I like it.
I don't think Ethan's brain's gonna work until we do a recap. Okay.
No, I think my brain's just gonna struggle this whole session, but
that's fair. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
One day we'll figure out a good time to do this where it's not in between work meetings. I have a meeting at 2 p.m. with Disney today.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
You know what would be nice is like we've talked about this is if your folks could just take the kids one evening every week, and then that's like our evening. We sit down and do a podcast, maybe watch a movie. I don't know.
I know.
Don't have a kid screaming in my ear.
I know. Yeah. I maybe one day.
Dream in one hand.
Just don't say it. It's so gross. Okay. Do you want to talk about a recap?
I can't remember. I don't even know what to recap the past week. What do we even do? The weather's been nice, which has been just fantastic. It's like that spring. Wow. Okay. So it's the spring weather where it's not summer and 95, but it's nice enough to be out in shorts and a t-shirt. Yeah.
Well, that's it.
Well,
good recap.
We tried to go to the park on Saturday. I was all excited because I looked it up on maps and it was like, oh, it opens at 9 and it has a train and some other things. It's like, oh wow, they're opening a week before Memorial Day, right?
Yeah.
Which it makes sense. It's not like a pool or anything. And actually, the pool I looked up was open. So I was like, oh, if the pool's open, like
for sure, then the park should be.
The park train should be open. It's a nice day. It's you know, pools are driven by the weather more or less, right? So I get there and it's not open. I was like pretty bummed. Cause
I know. I'm sorry. It was like your solo adventure with the kids.
Yeah, I was excited. The website said it was open or the whatever. I mean, I probably should have done some more investigation, but it was an 85-degree day the week before Memorial Day. I was like, yeah, of course it'd be open. It's just a train, a little petting farm, and some other things. But no, it wasn't.
I'm sorry.
So then we went and played in the creek, and then the girls were upset I didn't bring their swimsuits.
Oh, seriously? Yeah. It's like freezing.
Oh, yeah. We went down there, like, I got my feet in, and after 30 seconds, they were numb. I was like, this is ridiculous. So, and they didn't really like it, and so then we went to the park.
Nice. Let's talk about, like the work week with, like, just how sleep's going. I feel like we haven't, like, bitched and complained about that recently. Like, we were trying to give everyone a break.
So get back into a good bitch fest.
No, but just kind of give a recap. I want to say first something positive. Oh, we didn't do engineering corner.
We got time.
Okay. Well, let me just say something positive is I feel like finally after, how old is our second? 3 years?
Yeah.
little over 3 years old and our first is 5 years old, they are actually finally starting to play together. It took them 3 years.
For more than 5 minutes without someone screaming bloody murder.
Yeah, and they definitely still scream and scratch and hit. But I feel like in the past they've played like parallel, you know?
Yeah.
Like maybe they played in the same room together if we were lucky, but they've never actually like played games together. And now they're playing like sisters, which is cute.
Yeah.
Or like Tiger Family in the bedroom. And it's really cool to see that.
They're doing much better. Tiger Family is probably my least favorite game.
Yeah.
Because then they just come up to you and meow and like make all these noises and you're like, I don't know what that means. And then they just continue to like meow. Then they get mad, so they start growling at you. And it's like, I still don't know what you need. Like, you have to speak English to me. And then they still don't. And then they have like a breakdown because I don't understand their kitty talk. And it's like you guys are killing me. Like, right?
It's so funny. They're like pulling on your leg, meowing, pointing at something, and you're like
trying to do like charades.
Yeah, give me just one word. Give me one word and I'll figure it out. Just one English word. And then they get so mad and they go and pout because we don't understand the kitty language.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so funny.
No, but they're doing better together. I think a big reason is we've stopped doing TV completely in the mornings and in the evenings. So I think
we haven't really done it in the evenings for a while.
Yeah, like 6+ months maybe.
Yeah, but just someone commented the tip about TV in the morning, I think recently, when we were still putting on the TV for them in the morning, and it's been a huge game changer. Like, I'm so sorry to say that. Like, that really sucks because it's so easy to put the TV on in the morning.
Yeah, dude.
While you're getting ready.
Get ready, get them food, do stuff. But yeah, they've managed to entertain themselves a little bit.
Oh, kind of.
But
it's night and day. I mean, and I really enjoy it more too because now they come up and they sit on the counter and they might color, play with Play-Doh,
talk to you,
meow at you, scream at you.
So I think that's part of it. It's just forced them, to play for another 30-45 minutes, every day and figure it out.
And it makes going to school not easier because I think there's still breakdowns, especially with our 3-year-old, especially getting dressed. Yeah, because I had new dresses for them.
No, at drop off.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yeah, the last week of the year.
The last week of the school year, our kid finally
walks
into class without just screaming and kicking and crying mommy and daddy.
Yeah,
and then we're going to have a week off.
Right.
And guess what?
Right.
It's going to start back over.
I know, it's going to start back over. I'm excited for our week off, I think.
Me too.
I think I scheduled a babysitter that we've never met before, which is really scary. But we have to work next week. Like, we both have deliverables.
Yeah.
And we're just dumb. How long have our kids been in school for? 5 or 3 years? We have never successfully planned a week off with when their school week, like when their breaks are in between school. Because they just go to like a local, it's like a daycare preschool. So they just get 1 week off for summer every single year. Spring break, summer break, Thanksgiving, like fall break.
Sometimes they do camp, though. I feel like there's no method to the madness.
They've just, let's not get too much into the school details, but no, they don't do that anymore. Now it's like full break, which is great. Like, the teachers deserve a break. Like, that's fine.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And if we were smart, we would have planned something to take PTO this week.
Oh, yeah, to take the week off and do something. But no, we never do.
We never do.
We don't even know that they have the week off until like the week before. Then it's like, oh, shit.
Shit.
Like, our kids are off all of next week. Like, what?
I know. This is
why.
It
just is what it is.
That's why, there's such a big part of me that I know homeschooling is like I'm going to say trend. Don't get mad at me. I'm not saying it's a trend, but it is very popular on social media right now.
Mm-hmm.
And the thought of just making our own schedule, like our neighbors do it,
Yeah.
And just not like kindergarten start time, 7:30. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you guys okay?
I think they have to be there by 8. I think it's 7:30 to like 8 or 8:15 is like drop off breakfast.
It's just dumb. And like, I'm like, okay, so we're going to waste an entire year with our kid of rushing her out the door early in the morning. At least now, like, who cares what time we get to school? Like, some days we drop her off at 8, some days we roll in there at 9,
I care.
I know. Well, I know.
I would love to get them there at 8 every day.
I know. But you know what I mean, though.
8:10.
You know what I mean.
I do. There's some flexibility where with her, I mean, we'll just have to figure it out. Everyone else does it. We'll figure it out. It's just,
I know.
It's just, leave here at 7:30, drop her off, and then drop the younger one off at 8.
Yeah.
I mean, come
I
on.
know.
When we get them there around like 8 and we get home, like we love it because it's like,
Oh,
wow,
I know. Look at me today. I couldn't even.
I got 45 minutes back in my work day.
I know, but they're just growing up so fast. And I see all these other moms who can homeschool, and I'm like, why can't I do that? Like, what secret do they know that makes them like a better parent that they can homeschool and want to do it? You
the
know,
neighbors across the street. I don't even know how this came up, but I think we were talking. I don't even know, but I was like, oh, what time do you guys get done with school at? Like 4 or 5? And she like looks at me. She's like, no, like 12:30.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, they literally do like 3 or 4 hours of schooling, and then
That's what I'm saying.
And then like I don't know what else they do. I mean, they do other stuff, but
Yeah. I mean, what if I'm like, can I just send her to? I don't know. I would so do it if I knew that I could have dedicated hours for work outside of that.
that's the problem. Okay, you're like, okay, we're gonna do school from like 9 to 1 or something, and
Right.
then it's like, well, what are you gonna do with them from 1 to 5?
Well, if they're big enough, like our neighbors are 8, 10, and 12, you know, they can play.
Yeah,
And they can go play outside or play in the
they
backyard.
kind of entertain themselves for the most
Yeah.
part.
So like then what? Now we're hiring a nanny. Like that defeats I feel like now
Yeah.
I'm still, but then at least I get my 3 hours of school with them in the morning, and then I don't know. Can we hire a nanny?
I don't know.
I mean,
You've thrown a lot at me with this whole homeschooling the last like week, and like I get where you're coming after, but what happened to kindergarten used to be like half day, like 8 to 12 or something? Is it just do they realize that doesn't work for parents, and so they've just now made it in 8 to 2:30, 3:30?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't even know when school gets out.
I don't know. You can pay to have them there as late as you need,
Yeah,
like 5 or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's talk about something else.
Okay.
I'm pressing myself. You want to give a sleep update?
Last night was great.
Last night we did sleep. Yeah.
The last couple nights were terrible. That's just I think the rhythm we're in. It's like 1 or 2 really bad nights, and then 1 good night, and then 1 or 2 really bad nights. And I don't know if it's because she's like so exhausted that she doesn't have the energy to wake up after 1 or 2 bad nights. But I mean, even like she will be up 4 or 5 times in a night, and she's up the next morning and she's just ready to go. It's like, oh no, I got 6 hours of sleep. I'm ready to party.
No, well, our kids have never been like huge. Like our older daughter never slept in until recently. Like some kids sleep till 8 or 9.
Oh, if she sleeps till 7, we're lucky.
Yeah. Well, today they both slept until like 7:40. I had to go wake them up.
Yeah, which is, I think, again, the last 2 nights were so bad that they're just, I mean, that's the rhythm I'm noticing is they have 1 or 2 really bad nights, and then they have 1 really good night where they sleep really well. But last night I got the younger one down, so I wonder if that like helped. So that
heartbreaking.
Yeah, but then like, I don't know, maybe we just try that again tonight.
Well, I think we need to, because so everyone knows we're in this huge preferred parent thing. Like she doesn't even want Ethan to get her into the crib at night.
Yeah.
And we finally convinced her that daddy has super muscles.
Rocket ship.
Yeah. So that daddy can like rocket ship her into the crib to make it more fun and exciting. So now she wants daddy to do it, but she just loses her shit if I even walk out of the room.
She loses her shit when you're in the room. It's like you're in the bed. She's not happy. She wants you out of the bed. She's not happy.
She doesn't want the lights off.
She doesn't want the lights off. She doesn't want to go to bed. It's like she's got a list of 12 demanding things.
You know what? Last night though, it was because she's so tired.
Yeah.
So do we need to do bedtime earlier so she's like happy and not that overtired? Because we're doing the bedtime routine.
Thought.
Like we did the printout bedtime routine, and that helped. That was one of our sleep consultant tips, and that helped so much with the actual bedtime routine part. Like we do shower, we do snack in the kitchen only, like no snacks in bed. So snack before, then brush teeth, potty, read books. Like they've been really into reading books again. So that's been really, really helpful.
Yeah, I agree, because before you know it, it's like 8:15 and we're 10 minutes into bedtime, but we're frustrated because it's like, I want to clean up. I want to do this. Like,
it's like, I want to see you.
Like, we want to, I mean, I think I was in there till like 8:45 last night.
Yeah. And that's a good night. And you and I don't get any time together. Last night you were like, after the kids finally went down, and we're eating our cold leftover dinner at like 9 p.m. because we didn't get to eat earlier.
1 week old leftover cold dinner.
Ravioli. Yeah. Although I did make a homemade mac and cheese, and then I cut up like fast food nuggets and put it in, and it was really good.
Nice.
But you sat down and you were like, about an hour ago, right when we started bedtime routine, you're like, I just had this fleeting thought Like, what if the kids got down and we could watch a movie in bed together?
Yeah, go down at like 7:45.
Yeah, and
We
you're like,
do a little cleanup, like eat dinner, get ready for bed, and like in bed by 8:30. And it's like, wow, we could watch an hour and a 15-minute movie and be sleeping by 10.
right. But then you're like, but I didn't let myself think about it for too long because I knew it wasn't going to happen.
No.
I just feel like when you have kids this age, that nighttime is the only time, and one or two working parents, even just if one works, that's the only time that you have to yourself or to hang out or talk or catch up on the day, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, people that are like, yeah, I get my kids down and work. It's like, how do you, I mean,
Oh, like go back to work?
yeah, it's like, so you just fight that hour battle of bath. I mean, I say battle because I mean, it's not like, it's just a battle. It's like, okay, guys, now it's time to, what do you want for a snack? I don't know. Well, you got to pick something. It's like,
Yeah,
it's gotta
you're
be
like,
healthy.
you're giving him choices. You
Okay.
can have the string cheese or a banana.
And then it's like, okay, now it's time to brush your teeth. Let's brush teeth. And then like one had a breakdown last night because you gave the other one her toothbrush first. So
no, literally, I was in the bathroom with my 5-year-old. I pulled down her toothbrush because she's the only one in the bathroom. I put toothpaste on it. Then my 3-year-old comes in because she was eating a snack late or something
yeah.
and loses her entire mind because I grabbed her sister's toothbrush
Like
first.
10 minutes. Just
10
screaming.
minutes just screaming at me. And it's like there's this frequency of the scream that just gets into my brain. I feel like it's someone with a screwdriver, like, and a hammer, like hammering into my brain when they don't stop and it's like right in your ear.
Yeah.
And it's like I might explode.
Yeah.
And
It's
and
very annoying.
yeah, and then you just have to walk away. And finally we got her to calm down by brushing teeth in mommy and daddy's room. But it's like, oh my God.
So yeah, so after battling that for an hour or two and multiple cries and screams and breakdowns, it's like 8:45. It's like there's not a chance like my mind can switch back over into like work mode. Like just not.
Oh, like, well, no. And you're doing engineering, like work. And I remember, I know I have a lot of, like, my old project manager would always be like, oh, I'll get to it tonight. I'm going to do my QC after the kids go down. I'm like, in what world? There's no way that I could look at calculations
do
or look
anything.
at drawings and look at like plan and profiles of a pipeline and think about what the numbers mean and where the
Yeah.
pipe is and all the
No,
things.
No way.
No, I don't know. So anyways, we need to do I said it last week. We have like a little sleep consultant. What? Why are you
No.
rolling your eyes?
Oh, it seems overwhelming to like dive into that and read it. And like, I know we'll probably have to do it at some point, but it just seems very overwhelming with everything else going on in our life.
Yeah.
To, like, add another thing to the list.
Well, here's something that we thought about last week. And I agree. It totally does feel overwhelming because I totally agree. And that's why we haven't done it, right? It's because we just like don't want to deal with the more of the fight at bedtime, right?
It's just another thing for us to like try to tackle.
Do you remember we fought? Because I'm the one that wakes up 90% of the time. And even when I do wake you up in the middle of the night and I'm like, it's your turn, go get her. She just screams for me and ends up coming into bed and then asking for mommy to take her back to bed. So like it's basically 90% on me in the middle of the night.
I don't know why she just doesn't just stay in our bed.
I know, but the point is, I feel like for me, hearing you say that it's overwhelming to think about this working on bedtime and sleep is insulting because it's like, how is that more important than me getting sleep? And if
Okay.
I feel like
Good point. I hear you.
Yeah.
You're valid. It's stressing me out. Like just thinking about this whole sleep training thing right now, I just don't have the mental space. Like we
yeah,
can.
but I'm the one not sleeping.
I know. I feel bad for you. Sorry. It's just with everything going on today. I just feel like my mind can't handle like another thing like sitting on top of my list of things I'm thinking about and trying to do today.
I'm not saying we have to come up with a solution. I just think that's a relatable thing when one parent is taking the middle of the night wake ups and then we don't have a solution. It feels like it's all on me.
Agreed. You're validated.
Oh my God. All right. What do you want to talk about?
T-ball.
I don't. Casa.
That was just, you're just like, give the worst face ever. Like, ugh.
I'll look at my notes from what we did last week.
So while she's doing that, I'll do T-ball.
Why do you want to talk about T-ball? I don't want to talk about T-ball. No, I don't want to talk about it. Moving on. That's what it sounds like when you cut me off.
Cause you just said you were going to say this one thing. And I was like, from last week about the fight. And I was like, okay. And then I listened. And then like, it seems like you're ramping up to like really get into the discussion again. And
I don't want to get into this discussion, but I think when I say something about my feelings and you say you're validated, moving on, that can be kind of come off as insulting or cold. Especially if you're someone listening to this, they're going to be like, what the fuck is wrong?
Just too many things.
Okay.
But I hear you. We got to figure out a plan.
I'm not asking to come up with a plan. We got
to figure out a time to implement the plan.
I know. I'm going to cut that entire thing out. We should talk about Casa Bonita.
Ooh, yes. Casa Bonita, even better.
Yeah. So we went to Casa Bonita this weekend, which if you're
I totally forgot about that.
I know, that's why. See?
We should have covered that in the recap.
We're still technically in the recap.
Casa Bonita was awesome.
Do you want to explain what Casa Bonita is for people who aren't in Colorado?
So Casa Bonita is this restaurant that's been around for, I don't know, since I was a little kid. So 40 plus years, probably maybe longer. And it is just this restaurant in downtown Denver off of Colfax in kind of like a rough neighborhood. And it's not rough. I say rough, but it's not like if you go to the suburbs, right? Or like a strip mall in the suburbs, you're in a downtown setting. And then just in the middle of this like shopping center is this like Disneyland looking building, right? It doesn't fit in at all. It's like pink and white almost.
It's got like 3 stories tall.
3 stories tall. Got this huge fountain out front.
Pink clock tower thing.
Yeah, it just looks like they took like one of the buildings in Disney that, when you walk through and there's a row of 10 of them, they took one over there, plucked it out and just put it in this strip mall. Again, you like go inside and it's like this little Disney World park. They have cliff divers and a waterfall and people dressed up to run around gorilla suits. They have like wishing wells. You can take like the old time photos.
It's
puppet
like a little
shows.
Disney.
It's like a little Disney, like little caves you can walk through and hide through. And it's just this massive, massive place. But when I used to go, the food was just horrendous.
Yeah, and I think that's what it was known for, with kind of like this gross place with nasty food. Like everything was dirty.
Yeah, it was just like, I remember. You didn't notice as a kid, right? You didn't care. You just
I never noticed.
As a kid, you'd be like, okay, feed me my enchiladas. I don't care if they're gross and cold. Like,
right.
I just want to eat them as fast as I can so then I can eat my unlimited sopapillas. Because they have like a little flag. So at your table, you raise the flag and they'll just bring more sopapillas. So you can mow as many sopapillas as you want.
Right.
But yeah, then you just want to play because there's like an arcade and it's such a cool place for kids. So as a kid, it didn't bother me. But I remember going, I don't even know, 15 years ago, towards the end, as like an adult. And I was like, this place sucks. Like the
it's food, like depressing.
Because we'll get into how it works now, but back in the day and still now there's different options, but it's like cafe style, right? Cafeteria style. Yeah. So you kind of order your food at a window and then you go really through like a cafeteria line and then they like kind of slop it onto your plate.
Yeah.
But the food's really good now, but back in the day, like I just remember they're going as a young adult and it was just awful. The food was awful. Everything was gross and like dirty. And like kids were just running around everywhere, and I didn't have kids at the time, so I probably
you're like, this is the worst.
Yeah, I'm 25. Like, let's go have the bar and have fun. Like, I don't want to go to a place where kids are screaming and running.
It is cool though. So it closed. So basically, it was really gross. It was kind of just like this Denver landmark.
Yeah,
like everyone knew about it, and then it shut down, right?
Or did someone buy it first? Shut down? I don't know, but it probably got to the point where I don't
know if they bought it or shut it down first.
No idea. I'm going to speculate and say they had health code violations or who knows? It wasn't upkept or anything. It didn't seem like. So who knows?
But Trey Parker and Matt Stone, right?
Yeah, the South Park guys.
Yeah. We said this last time. They purchased it and put, I think the number is something insane, like millions and millions
and millions,
like
$100
million, something crazy.
I don't know.
Was it you who was telling me about like the tunnel underneath the diving pit?
No.
Oh, someone was telling me that apparently, and I don't know if this is true or not. You know who we should ask is Robbie. Robbie used to work at Casa Bonita.
No way.
Yeah, our old works at Core Power, like the crazy fit sculpt.
We got to ask Robbie.
Yeah. So he probably knows. I wonder if he was like a diver. But they like something about electrical wires running in a tube underneath the water that was completely unsafe. And that was like right where the swimmers would go through.
Oh, okay.
I who knows? But they had to they had to redo, I'm sure, the entire wiring I mean, even just doing the HVAC in a place like that had to cost $1 million alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyways, they bought it. They completely redid it.
I'm going to look it up now. I'm going to look at the number.
Okay. Everything looks the same on the inside for the most part, right? They just made it a little nicer.
Very much so. But I mean, obviously like clean, painted, nicer.
I mean, the food was really good. I really liked it. And now it's so popular that there's a lottery system to even make a reservation. So you have to go online, sign up, and then hopefully you get chosen to make a reservation. And our friends in the Springs won. So we just went with them.
40 million.
40 million?
That's a ton of money.
That's insane. Yeah. But it's really cool. There's like a two-story waterfall.
Yeah.
That like these little cave divers and Speedos come out and they do like a little shimmy dance. Did you watch their dance?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so cute.
Like they dive in.
Yeah, and they do like a little dance and little hip shake and shimmy, and then they dive, and the kids loved watching it. And yeah, it was great. I need to sign up for the lottery so we can go back.
Yes, you should.
But then so we did that, and it was I think it was a Friday, so we took off from work, and then we came home from that, and the kids are just toast. We were there for 3 hours. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was a fun 3 hours.
I mean, and it's one of those places where you can just walk around, and I kept getting so turned around. Were you turned around in there?
No, never.
Oh my God, because you'd like walk down one stair and you'd be in the main area, and then you'd go through a cave and another stair area, and then you'd be back in the main area. Like but then you'd turn around and all of a sudden you were on the upper level. Like I just could not figure it out. Definitely try to go if you're in Colorado. And then the kids were toast, and we went straight from there home and had friends over.
Oh yeah.
Because it was hot outside, so we blew up like a little water slide in the backyard, and the kids played hard on that slide with water for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Something like that. And then because we're dumb, we were like, oh, let's take the kids out to dinner. You remember this?
Oh, yeah.
And we we had dinner plans for a while, and my parents were going. So usually if my parents are going, it's like, okay, we have extra hands. It's not going to be that bad.
Yeah. Usually like you can kind of bounce them around and get an hour dinner in and not have to just, focus on kids for that hour.
Yeah. And one thing that we are both really quote unquote passionate about is like getting our kids to be able to sit at a restaurant and have a conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like to be able to go sit and chat, and I don't care if you color, but like talk. So we really try to like practice going to restaurants a lot. But anyways, we went, and it started good and ended. They were just tired. It was hard. It was really bad.
I mean, this place we like because it has outdoor seating and their own like you get your own little like
cabin,
right? So it's not like you're at a table right next to someone else. So if the kids are like up or walking around, it's not as big of a deal. But it seems like whenever we stay in there, they just want to go outside of it and walk around the other cabins or go stand on the sidewalk by the street.
Right.
It's almost
almost like it was better maybe if we're inside.
Yeah, it's almost worse because they can get up and walk around a little bit, but then they just want to like go stand here, and it's like, hey, you can't just stand by this other person's table, or you just can't, or they want to just go stand like on the sidewalk out in front by the street, and it's like, what? Why?
We can't let you. Yeah, we can't let, even though we can see them, I'm not going to let them play there.
Yeah,
unless one of us is out there, and there. So we're in our cabin trying to eat, and then there's like a couple without kids. I don't even know if they're married. I don't think he had a wedding ring on, but they're obviously on a date night. And like
they look like the type of people that don't have kids.
Yeah, probably. And like,
or if they do have kids, they still don't like young kids. Like
totally.
Their kids are past that.
They were nice.
They were nice, but their kids are they either don't have kids or their kids are well past that age, and so
no, totally. So like the 3-year-old's running out there, and I'm trying to get her back to our table, and she's like sitting down right next to them. Like I'm talking like 5 inches away from the lady, and like sitting down and being like, "No, mommy," and like crying. So I'm trying to pull her back inside. We finally get her settled. And then like our 5-year-old runs out there and does a few minutes later, does the same thing. I don't know what was that breakdown even about?
I don't even know.
Some dumb, our 5-year-old, they're just so sensitive, both of them. It's like the toothbrush thing. Or if I've said this before, if I'm looking at both of them and I tell my 5-year-old, oh, you look beautiful today. And then 5 minutes later, I tell my 3-year-old, you look beautiful today. My 5-year-old's like, oh, so you think I'm ugly? And like runs like, or she's like, mommy doesn't think I'm pretty. And I'm like, I literally just fucking told you. Or like, I would have told you, like, just because I told your sister, whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it was something like that. And she like ran out, like plopped down again, right next to this couple who's trying to have a date, and she's doing that thing where she won't stand
Yeah,
and
just
won't
the
walk.
dead weight.
Yeah, the dead weight. So, and like crying, saying like, I don't know, maybe she wasn't crying, but I had to grab her arms.
Just drag her in. And I would remember looking at me like, what are you guys doing?
I was like dragging her across the sidewalk because I couldn't pick her up. I don't know why I didn't pick her up, but it was just easier to drag her. And she was just like dead weight back into our cabin. And it was one of those moments where it was like, like past the table with the
Yeah.
couple. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And then when I went back, I like nailed the lady with my diaper bag. I apologized profusely to both of them. I was like, I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm trying.
In hindsight, we probably should have came home from Casa Bonita's, done like a little quiet time.
Yeah, totally. Fed them.
Fed them and then went there. But, I mean.
It was just a fail for a restaurant. Like our 3-year-old wanted to go potty 3 times, and she's in a stage where she won't let me in there with
privacy.
her.
I want privacy.
Yeah, privacy. So then I have to stand outside, and I don't know what she's doing in there. So I'm like trying to listen, and she locks me out, and I have to go ask the restaurant to help me get in. Like it's just.
Oh, she wouldn't unlock the door?
No, not one time. Like it's just.
Yeah.
It's just chaotic.
It is chaotic.
I don't think we're doing that this weekend. Do we have any plans?
We got to figure this weekend out. Potential graduation party in Fort Collins, potential friends in town that, we got to kind of figure out what we're doing. But no, I mean, especially being a 3-day weekend, I just.
Oh, is it Memorial Day this weekend?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I just want to chill. I mean.
Is the pool open?
Yeah. I'm sure it opens probably Friday or Saturday.
How cold do you think that water is?
Cold.
Is it even going to be hot enough?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to any of these questions. I love Memorial Day weekend, but it can be one of the worst weekends to do anything. Like why would you go camping on Memorial Day weekend?
Because it's packed.
Everyone's going camping. It's like, why? Like,
yeah, but it's not even that nice out. Like, it's still cold outside.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, unless it's like 85 and sunny, like I'm not going to the pool. The water's going to be like 60 degrees.
No, but the girls they're gonna want to go.
Yeah, we can throw them in.
Oh, you think that's gonna go over?
No,
we can go to the indoor pool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited about the 3-day weekend.
Do you think you can go to the indoor pool without getting in a fight?
Depends on if that old man's there or not. These old people that like go to the rec center. It's like,
can we do a disclaimer?
Yeah,
we love old people.
Yeah, I do love old people.
Yeah,
but like, okay, so our rec center is great. It's down the street. It's got a fantastic pool area with like where you can swim laps. It's got a therapy pool, so it's really warm water with like hot tub jets, and
that's the only pool that's like an actual pool.
Yeah, it's the only one that's an actual pool, and it's meant for multiple things for people doing therapy that want the warm water can get in and out. And we'll circle back to the therapy pool, but then there's a cool area where there's like a splash pad, a little slide, but the water's only like 6 inches to like 2 feet deep there.
Yeah, so
and it's freezing.
It's freezing, and the kids can't practice swimming in it.
Yeah, it's more to like play in. And then they have I think it's like a therapy pool, but it's like a
lazy river. But it's a fast river.
It's a fast one. Like you don't really want people like diving in, swimming. If you're in there, like the current's pushing you. So
no, you can't swim in that. It drags you.
Yeah, it's
fast.
Yeah,
I'm afraid to let the girls go in it. I wouldn't let them go in it alone.
No. So anyways,
I'm in there like holding on to both of them for dear life.
Yeah, and the water's freezing. So then like the therapy pool, it's where they do all the swim lessons. It's great. Well, they have very restricted like times you can bring your kid in. And a lot of them are like during the week, during the work hours. And it's like, my kid's in school and I'm working. I just can't take my kid swimming from 1 to 2 on a Wednesday.
Right.
And then they give us the 4 to 5:30, which is like, okay, most people work till close to 5.
I know.
So by the time you pick up your kid, like you got 15 minutes.
Right.
So it's just, the planning's terrible. It completely caters to the old people. This really gets me worked up.
Okay.
But okay, they do.
And
let's say
you can't get in with your kids any other time, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So if unless it's like the specific hour and a half window that they have a couple times a day during the week, you can't get in.
Right.
And when you can, they've changed this, but when you can get in, the old people can still be in there. So the old people are in there like having social hour and walking, or I don't even know what they're doing in there.
No, they're exercising, or I mean, it doesn't matter what they're doing in there. They deserve to have time in there without kids. They do.
Yeah, but they get to be in there during the kids' hours, and then they get all mad that your kid's like jumping in and splashing and trying to figure out how to swim and have a good time.
So basically, they have 90% of the schedule is adults only. No kids.
6 a.m. to probably 9 p.m. 13 hours a day.
Yeah, with like little hour, like maybe 1 hour a day that the kids can be there. Not even every day. I don't know.
I think it's like Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 4 to 5:30.
Yeah, and even the hour that the kids can be there, the adults can still be in there. And recently they added a kid only time, probably because of this issue.
Yeah, but the kid only times at like
I know. Okay,
it's
so
like Monday at 12 o'clock.
So anyway, so we show up with our kids like the 5% of the time that they let kids in here, because like Ethan said, this is where they do swim lessons, right? So we want our kids to be able to come like jump off the side, like practice swimming in deep water.
That they do during swim lessons. They jump off the side and swim lessons.
Yeah. So we go and we try. We're respectful. Like we're not assholes who just let our kids like do whatever they want. We try to keep them in a corner, or if they're splashing really big, like we try to say like, hey, remember to look around you and see if there's other people around you. Like we don't want to purposely splash people.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
Until that one time.
Yeah. And most people there are really kind. And I think a lot of the older people are like excited to see little kids.
I agree. They're like excited. Like, oh my gosh, she's like, how old is she?
Yeah,
and
they're
like,
really, really sweet and nice. But there's a handful of very specific people, maybe 2 or 3 of them, who just hate children.
They just glare the whole time.
Yeah, and they glare at us and our kids, and they're like, "How dare you guys come into this pool and interrupt my therapy time?"
It's like the couple old women that are there that I remember. It's like they're in this pool that's like neck deep, but they don't want to get their hair wet, and so it's like they don't want to be splashing, get their hair wet. It's like you're in a pool,
right?
Like,
yeah,
like then put a hair cap on or something, right?
Right.
And it's like the pool's not that big, and so it's like if you're in the middle of it and a kid jumps in on any corner, like the likeliness that you're going to get a little bit of splashing on you is pretty high.
Yeah, and if you don't want to be there when kids are trying to jump in and practice swimming in deep water, come literally any other hour, any other time of the day. It's adult only, and kids aren't allowed. It's like we have this 1 hour 3 times a week. Like you're retired, Ethan. Like you can go to any other time. So the last time we were there.
Yeah. Well, the last time we were there, we were being respectful. We were doing what we normally do, like trying to stay away from people that are actively in there trying to like work out or doing something. But again, it's kind of small. So if you get 3 older people and they're trying to work out and you're jumping in one corner, like it's just hard, right? And they're walking the pool, which is the other thing too, is they just walk back and forth. So it's like, we can stay in a remote corner.
This is the most passionate Ethan has been about a conversation.
I know, but we can stay in a corner and use 10% of the pool, but they walk. And so 2 people use 40% of the pool. And so you're trying to swim. And so anyways, like this old man and then like a couple of the old ladies like just kept glaring at me. And it's like, so eventually I was like, you know what? I've been trying to be polite. I've tried to stay out of your way. I've tried to limit splashing. So eventually, no, I brought the girls over and just let them start doing cannonballs by them and just being so obnoxious and
which maybe, in hindsight, maybe
which I was like
best mature move.
No, but I was like, but still, like this is what they do in swim lessons. Yeah. Right. So just letting them be obnoxious, be kids, which they should be able to be. Like this is the 1 hour 3 times a week. I know,
and I'm pretty sure the ladies said something to you first. Like they were glaring at you nonstop. They glare at me. I try to smile back and be like, hi, like I'm just going over here with my kid, and they glare and they're pretty sure they said something like, oh, like my hair's going to get wet.
Or something, yeah.
So then Ethan was like, oh, you want your hair to get wet?
Oh, something. But then like as we were leaving, like the old guy in there was like trying to act tough and he was like pointing it at the sign or something. And I was like, what? He's like, you see that sign over there? Says no splashing or something. And I was just like, I was so mad. I was like, you know what? I said, are you retired? And he goes, what? And I go, are you retired? Yeah. And I don't know what he said. I go,
he said, yeah.
Yeah. I go, you have all day you can come here.
Right.
From 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. I get an hour 3 days a week that I can come with my kids.
Right.
If you don't like it, come at any other time.
Yeah.
I was like, you're retired, and then he just like he's like, oh, just no splashing or something. Just pissed me off.
Yeah.
We haven't been back since then.
No, we haven't gone back since.
No,
we should go back and restake our claim on that pool. It was just funny that guy, he was just like trying to talk shit, and Ethan was like, what? Sorry, I can't hear you. You were like, I can't.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, can you speak up? Ethan was just pissed. And I get it. You want your kids to go have fun. And it's like, how else are we supposed to teach them how to learn or how to swim
in the winter?
And also like that rec center is so, it's like we're paying for it with our tax dollars too,
Yeah.
People who need the pool to just do therapy time. That's totally fine without kids. Like that makes sense.
to 11 hours in the day, not enough time.
They
more.
were just so mean. And I guess it's sad. I guess we should think that that's their problem. Oh, maybe they're unhappy. That's sad.
Yeah. Well, I'll be curious if we see him if we go again.
I know exactly what that guy looks like.
Oh, I do too.
I was like,
I'm gonna go over to him and be like, we're gonna be splashing, so you might want to get out. I'm just gonna cut it off.
You gonna bring him a hairnet?
Yeah.
Bring him.
No,
some.
I think next time we go in there, I'm like, hey guys, this is the only time we get. Like, we're gonna be practicing swimming, and it's gonna be a lot of splashing.
We'll try to stay in our corner. We're respectful.
I would. I'd be like, we'll try to stay away, but like,
maybe that's a nice way to do it. It's just to have a conversation. Bring them some crumpets first.
Bringing them shit. Anyways, yeah, that story gets me worked up.
Yeah, that's funny. We do need to go swimming. She was asking about it again this morning. She thinks we're going swimming this weekend for some reason. So
yeah, the pool's opening.
Yeah, but we just said it's gonna be freezing. We don't want to go.
Let me check the weather.
Okay. Have you looked at what the weather is next weekend for our party?
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you.
Do you
love you.
There were some questions for you from my birth podcast. I was gonna cut and add this to the end of it.
Nice. Well, maybe we can do that tomorrow or something.
Okay.
All right. Love you.
Okay. Well, thanks so much for listening. One day we will figure it out, or we're not trying to cram the podcast in between meetings and other things during work so that we can be a little more flexible with timing and just keep chatting, because I think, as everyone here knows, I could talk for hours. La, 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 la. But thanks for listening. I do have a home birth podcast recorded and everything. I don't know which one of these is going to come first. I'm in the process of editing my home birth one, but I also have to edit this podcast, and I still need to get a little blip from Ethan to answer some of the questions tomorrow. Oh man, I'm behind. I'm so sorry. But it will be out this week, I promise. And this will be out this week too, obviously. So thank you for listening. Like, follow, subscribe, leave a review. You guys know I'm such a slut for the reviews. Give them to me. I love reading them. I check them all the time. They're just, I don't know, it's just really fun. It's just really fun to hear them and to kind of hear about everyone else who's in the trenches too, and everyone else who's going through it. You can find me on Instagram at Annalie15 or TikTok at AnnalieGrace15. And I think that is it. And we will see you next week.